even when the sun don't shine. You and me gon' be here, babe, 'cause we shine, we shine. Baby, you.
Make sure you get this bitch
Just to get.
What's up, guys? We are back with another video. It is your girl Lita,
Justin.
and for this video, it's going to be a story time, but we're going to call it a for real moment. And for this for real moment, I'm kind of going to discuss my story, my health issues, us trying to have a baby, and things like that, because we've been asked a lot. So when's the baby coming? When are y'all gonna have children? So we've been married for almost 5 years, and for almost 5 years we have been trying for a baby, but it's been rather difficult. So I'm just gonna discuss my issues. So if I get emotional and start crying, I'm just an emotional person. So let's just go ahead and get into the story. All right. So when I was born with pulmonary atresia, I think that's what it's called, and it's a congenital heart defect. And so I had a lot of complications with my heart. They went in and corrected everything, and I was fine. I've had 3 open heart surgeries, and I think the last one, I was about 4 or 5 years old, and that was the last one, and I haven't had anything wrong since. I haven't had any issues since. And so growing up, I've been pretty active. I think I was in cheerleading. I never really did any sports because there was always fear of me passing out or something could happen because of complications. But growing up, I was a pretty regular kid. I was a regular teenager. I did everything else teenagers did. Went to prom. Had boyfriends, all that extra stuff. But but yes, I did have boyfriends before I met you. but that it has never been an issue. Like my heart issues have never hindered me from doing anything that I love doing. It didn't really get real for me until I got married. And as a young adult, I've always dreamed, just like almost every other girl, dreamed of getting married, having children, settling down and everything. I've always had that dream. But, for the past few years, it seemed like that dream, the dream of having children kind of been placed on hold since I've been married. And so since we've been married, we tried having children, but it was this one particular time where I went to the doctor. And the doctor told me, I think I went in for, I think it was an infection or something like that. And so the doctor told me, you have cirrhosis in your liver. I was like, what do you mean cirrhosis in your liver? When I'm thinking you got cirrhosis in your liver, that comes from being an alcoholic, drinking a whole lot. And that wasn't me, And so I'm like, where did this come from? And so as time went on, I had other appointments. And I think this next appointment, I went in, and of course it had nothing to do with alcoholism because I had fluid in my liver. So I'm like, okay, where did that come from? I don't know what's going on. And I'm thinking, I'm getting older, maybe my complications are catching up with me, like things are starting to happen now that I'm getting older that wasn't happening when I was younger because I didn't have any issues then. And so ever since that one appointment, I've been going to multiple appointments. I've been having multiple appointments and multiple doctor visits, and it's been a lot. It's been heavy on me, traveling back and forth. And I go to Charleston because I had heart surgery, so it's been a lot. But so after the visits and stuff, I went back to another appointment. I never forget this appointment. And this is, like I said, this is after we've been married and stuff. So he's been very supportive. So I went to this appointment and I asked my daughter, I was just curious, because I'm like, we've been trying for a child and it hasn't happened yet. I'm like, well, what's going on? Is it something with me? Is it something with my ovaries? Like, what is going on? And my sister, she came with me to that doctor's appointment. And the doctor told me that we advise you not to really have any children because of your heart condition. And that crushed me to hear that. Someone telling me that I have advised you not to have children. And I'm like, what do you mean you advised me not to have children? I'm married, we done bought this house, we have plenty of room in here for kids, And so you mean to tell me that I can't have kids? And so it went on, and I'm trying to grasp that. I'm trying to, take in what this doctor just told me. And I'm like, so you telling me I can't ever have kids? And they're telling me, well, if you do have children, or if you do so happen to get pregnant, there's a possibility of multiple miscarriages, and this one main thing that he told me, and I was like, oh my goodness, this cannot be real. He said that if you do decide to carry a child, if you get pregnant and you carry, there's a possibility that you won't be here with the child. Either you're going to be gone or the child is going to be gone. And it was straight, blunt. It was cut just like that. And I'm like, I left that doctor's office in tears. And not to mention, I am a woman of God. I believe in God. I believe God can do all things. I know God is a miracle worker. I know I have faith and I believe. But it's difficult. It is difficult hearing that when this is something that you always wanted. And at that time, you don't want to hear, oh, God's going to work it out. God is going to do it. He's going to take control. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, why me? Why do I have to go through this? I'm an aunt. I have my nieces and nephews. I'm a godmother, and I love them dearly. But I'm like, God, when is it going to be my turn? And I share this story because I know a lot of women feel the same way. A lot of women struggle with not being able to carry children, or not even being able to conceive. I met some women like that. And, and I've shared my story plenty of times, but I feel like it was important for me to share this because there is an upside to this. Even in my struggles, and every day I struggle, I've gone, and I'm going to be very transparent and be blunt. There are times every month when it was that time, I would get disappointed. I would beat myself up. And I would come to him and I would cry because I'm like, why? Why is it not happening? What is wrong with me? And I'll be disappointed in myself, and I'll think that I'm less of a woman because I'm unable to carry a child. And then I feel so bad because I look at my husband and I'm like, this is something that we both want. And then I beat myself up because I'm like, I cannot carry. I don't know what's wrong. Why can't I get pregnant? And so after taking all of that in, I've learned, and I prayed, and I've asked God, to help me to get through this, help me to understand what is the purpose, what is my purpose. And the purpose of me doing this and telling this story and having this for real moment is to share with, like I said, with other women, and to let them know that it is okay. It's okay. Because the more I trust God and the more I keep going, every day I find positivity. Every month I find positivity. I'm like, okay, it's not going to happen yet. Well, maybe if I just don't worry about it, it'll come. It's going to come. And I have to keep myself together, and I have to prep myself. I tell my husband all the time, like, it's going to happen. It's going to work. We're going to have the child. I started collecting, and let me tell you how I activate my faith. I start collecting baby items. Like baby items, and I speak things, and I say, okay, it's going to happen. It'll happen. It's going to work. And I want to encourage every woman that is suffering with having children. It's going to work out for your good. You don't know what your purpose is. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know the reason why you can't carry. But at the end of the day, you have a purpose. There is a reason for you being here. And if you're an aunt, if you're a godmother, you embrace that until you get your own. Embrace being an aunt. Embrace being a godmother. Embrace being a sister. Embrace being a friend. And I had to keep repeating these things to myself to help me get through it. Yeah, those doctors told me, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You're not going to be able to carry. And it pierced my soul. It hurt to the core to hear that. But at the end of the day, I know what God can do, and I've seen him do it before. I've seen God work miracles before. I've seen it. In my own eyes, I'm a miracle. I shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be here talking to you. But if God can bring me through this, and if I'm here today, able to encourage you to stand strong and to hold on, then I know that He can do the impossible. I will not believe the report of what no doctor says, but I will trust God. I will trust God. So yeah, when people come and people ask, when are you having children? I try to prepare myself on the answer, for the answer. Like, oh, it's coming. I change it up. Instead of being down, instead of being disappointed, I change it up now. When they ask me, I say, oh, it's coming. It's coming. We're working on it. Because we are working on it. We are working on it. But I say it's coming. It's coming. So, I have to keep telling myself it's going to happen. And I find myself doing other things. I keep myself busy to keep my mind off of it. And even like I said before, I collect items or I buy items, and I even pray over those items because I know it's going to happen. I wrote a letter to a daughter that I don't even have yet. This is what I mean by activating my faith. And so I wanted to I wanted to come on here and just be real with you and share with you a little bit about my story and what I've been through. And, it's been tough. It's been tough, but I find joy in every bad situation. I try to find joy and peace in every bad circumstance. And I just try to find happiness. And that's what it's all about. Just being happy to even see another day. To know that things are going to work out. And that's my nugget. That's what I'm going to leave for you. Be encouraged. If you're looking at this video and you're suffering and it hasn't happened yet, and it could be for some people it's more than 5 years. It's 10, 20 years. And I can't imagine the pain, the hurt, the heartache. But at the end of the day, life goes on. And there is joy in your circumstance. And so, I wanted to share that. I knew I was going to cry because I'm a crybaby. I'm such a crybaby. But I just wanted to come in and share my story. So, when that baby do come, you will be the first to know. And it's going to be a grand time. We're gonna celebrate, and y'all are gonna celebrate with us.
We're gonna celebrate Mackenzie.
And he likes that name.
I love that.
He had to throw that in. Why did you
The baby's name is Mackenzie, for all of you who don't know. When y'all see this little precious baby girl,
it's not Mackenzie.
Her name is Mackenzie.
It's not Mackenzie. I'm sorry.
Or when you see my little man.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it. Don't you say it. Don't you say the name.
Yashir.
No, sir. No.
She'll understand in time.
See, this story was going very well, and he just had to talk. He had to talk. He just had to start talking. He was good. He was quiet. And I was telling my story.
But I'm going to talk to you fellas for a minute because, just as hard as it is on her, it feels like it's 10 times harder on me because not only do I have to sit and watch her go through these emotions, and you know that it's coming. As men, we're fixers. We like to repair things. We like to, and I know for me, if there's something wrong, I want to fix it. I got to find a way to fix it. And with this, it's like you sit back and there's nothing you can do, and it hurts because, you see her crying and it's like there's nothing you can really say at that moment. I used to say, God's got it, and you start saying these things just out of habit, and you don't really believe it yourself. You're just saying this because maybe this will calm her down. Let me just tell her this, but it's hard seeing her like this because there's nothing I can do to fix it. There's nothing I can do. And so, some kind of way, I'll try to make it seem like, oh, maybe it's me. It's not you. It's me. And we go through all this stuff, you know, we go through these appointments and, you know, oh boy, what is he going to say this time? And it gets to the point where, you know, I'll find out, you know, somebody's having a baby. And, you know, that's the time to rejoice with people, you know, like, oh, but you fear it because, you know, okay, if she finds out somebody else is having a baby, you know. Like, I got to the point where I didn't want to say anything to her. I'm like, I hope she doesn't find out that this person has a baby. I hope the next time she see them, the child is grown. You know, I don't want her to see them pregnant because I already know, like, it's coming and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
But fellas, there is something you can do. When you know it's hurting her, just be there. There aren't words that I can say. I don't know what it is to be a woman. You know, she often says that she feels bad because she can't give me the child that I want. You know, God has blessed me with what I need, and that's her.
No.
You know, and so, you know, the child is just an extra blessing. You know, but like, you know, if God never blesses me, he's already blessed me enough through her. I'm sorry. Through her. And so, but just, fellas, just encourage your wife, encourage your woman, be by her side. If she has a moment where she just needs to cry, let her cry. I've learned I try to talk too much to try to fix things and say things, and you know, and I get frustrated when I say all this stuff and I'm thinking I'm giving encouragement, and then she go see, oh, this person's pregnant, and we're right back to square one. It's gonna hit hard sometimes, but you just got to be encouraged, and you got to, you know, be an encourager to your wife, be there for her. And now, you know, God has given us a peace to where when we find out someone is pregnant, we rejoice with them because we're rejoicing as if we're the ones with the baby.
It's us.
You know, because we know that when we rejoice with others, they're gonna rejoice with us when it does happen.
That's right.
You know, and you know, we beat ourselves up about it a lot, and we dreaded going to the doctor, and oh, if you do this, it's a bit of chance. And we went to meet with the, what do you call the doctor? The Planned Parenthood people.
Yeah.
You know, about adoption, about surrogacy, you know, and that even kind of got us kind of torn because, you know, I'm for this way, and she's for this way. But then we always come back to whatever God has for us, whether it's the adoption, whether it's using the surrogate, or whether it comes straight from the womb, you know, whatever God has, we've accepted it, and we're believing that God is going to give it to us the way we want. Absolutely. With no complications. Absolutely. Because just as she was saying that when she was born, how she had heart problems, open heart surgeries, I was the same way when I was born. I'm not supposed to be here right now. I was born with a hole in my heart and lungs worse than a crackhead. Like, I was on oxygen.
Whoa.
I was on oxygen for the first year of my life. I was on oxygen. Had a hole in my heart. I played sports when I was young. And I give it my all when I'm out there. But as soon as I get home, I got to get on the defibrillator.
Yeah.
You know, the little breathing machine.
Yeah.
I had to get on the breathing machine. You know, and got asthma, got bronchitis, and all this stuff followed me. But, you know, when you look at us now, yeah, she still has to go for checkup just to make sure everything's working right. But God has healed her, you know, and he's healed me. And we're walking miracles. So we know that where we came from when we were born. And it's crazy because, you know, we always joke, you had half a heart, I had half a heart, so God brought us together to make us whole, you know.
Oh, God.
But, you know, what he did for us, he did it for us to show us that I did it for both of y'all. Why can't I do it for something that you two are going to create together? So, you know, it gets tough sometimes, you know, but there's been a lot of love and support. We got a lot of godchildren. You know. I don't know if people just felt sorry for us. Oh, we got to give them some kids. But we got a lot of God kids, you know, and we love
I hope
them.
not. If y'all watching, that better not be the case. I know that.
But we love them, and you know we see it as God is you know, even in that, God has given us the desires of our heart. We want a child. We want you know, and we say we want our own child. But God has given us the desires of our hearts, and we have to, you know, God often. You pray to God for something, and God gives it to you, and because it's not the way that you wanted Him to give it to you, you throw the blessing out.
Yep.
You know, but God, we want a child. God has given us plenty of children, plenty of godchildren, nieces and nephews, you know, and we've come to the point where we embrace them, you know, as our own. Sometimes we got to get a little physical. We got to raise our voice at them, you know.
Physical, no, we don't.
But we know that God is doing this, first of all, to place that void that we have, and also giving us practice. You know, we got goddaughters, we got godsons, we got little babies, we got toddlers, you know,
teenagers.
We got all ranges of them, you know, and just getting us prepared so when we have our own at each stage, we know what to do because we done been through this. So, you know, we just it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yeah, it has definitely been a journey, and yeah, so we wanted to let you guys in a little bit and share our story. It's not really much of my story anymore. It's more of our story. And so be encouraged. Like I said, if you're watching this and you're going through the same thing, be encouraged because it's going to happen. You have to trust. You have to believe. You have to take care of yourself and especially mentally because depression is real. And so, and that can take over as well. So you have to take care of yourself and it will all come to you and it will all happen. So we're trusting. We want you guys to trust with us. We want you guys to believe with us because it is going to happen. So this video is a wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in to our first For Real moment. We will be having some more For Real moments. Before we close out, we want y'all to go ahead and like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll get notifications when we post new videos. Alright, and leave a comment too. Leave a comment.
And y'all remember this video because we're gonna come back in about a year or so. Y'all gonna see her in the hospital room screaming when she giving birth to Mackenzie. Y'all mark my words, it's coming, Mackenzie.
All right. No, to Mackenzie. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.